Hey, good morning my friends. Captain Cornhole here with another tips and tricks video. Before we get into the content here, I did want to announce 4 Battle Pass winners that I've been doing over the past week, through previous videos. And if you guys lose, odds are you will lose, so make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you guys, are constantly checking in, because whether it's on my Twitch or on my YouTube, I'm constantly giving you guys chances to win new bundles and new skins and new Rogue Company wraps and things like that. So best of luck in the next giveaways. Here's the 4 winners. So GG's to you guys. Make sure you just DM me on Discord to claim your prize and just send me proof that it's you and all that good stuff. But for this video, guys, I do have 5 tips and tricks to help you improve your movement. A lot of times people always ask, what's my sensitivity? How high is it? How am I able to play, this movement and things like that. And my movement, or my settings are actually very normal. So I did want to prefix that, I don't play with like super sensitive settings. A lot of my movement is just me manually, pressing and taking advantage of the mechanics that this game has. So I did want to make, a video here, talk about 5, advanced tips and tricks that I think you guys could implement. This is a lot of muscle memory, and this is how I play in all games, pretty fast-paced, high octane. So, the muscle memory and stuff has been built since long before Rogue Company was even a thing. But this is a game with tons of different movements, and you can definitely raise that skill gap on your competition if you're abusing, some of these different mechanics that I've kind of figured out on my own. So in no particular order, number 5, we have pair different movements together. So what I mean by this is jump and swap shoulder, or roll and swap shoulder, or jump and throw melee. These are all jump and throw semtex, jump, switch shoulder, and throw semtex, then turn around while rolling to reload, switching to your other shoulder and killing 2 enemies behind you. These are all things that you guys can certainly start implementing and getting better at. But it starts with, just doing it. So the first tip I have, again, is start pairing your movements together. If you guys are paying attention to my character, Mac here, every single time I get it down, or not even a down, but every single time I roll, I'm swapping shoulders, getting ready for the next fight or enemy. So you can't even tell I'm doing it, but I'm switching shoulders while I'm rolling. So I'm at left shoulder, while by the time I come out of this roll, I'm back on right shoulder, if needed. And those abilities just allow you, you're not wasting any time. Most players, I bet 98% of players, will roll, get out of their roll, switch shoulders, or their jump, and then they'll land and switch shoulders. And these are things that you could completely, minimize wasted time by just pairing them together. So it might sound a little crazy. You might be like, Professor Trage, what the hell are you talking about? And it's really hard to explain, but if you are just watching what I'm doing, constantly rolling and swapping shoulders, that habit was formed initially by playing a lot of Lancer, but now I do it for all characters. And literally every single down I get, I'm rolling, and in that process, I'm also typically swapping to my left or right to get ready for the next fight. And it just makes me a much harder target to hit. Number 2, we have strafe and jump shots, and you could also throw in crouch spam in here, although crouch spamming is not viable. I see a lot of people like crouch spamming in this game, but they're not moving. They're standing still, but just going up and down, and that is not what you want to do. So if you want to have a bit of an edge, definitely making yourself a harder target to hit is something that you could do. Jumping and rolling together, like I mentioned in the first tip, is definitely something that will help. But on top of that, when you're turning a corner, and the audio in this game is very, very good, so make sure you have a decent headset. If they're coming around that corner, being in a jump shot position, already hip firing, gives you such an advantage. And they're probably gonna miss a shot or two. They're gonna miss their melee since you're in the air. And you see me all the time. Every time a lot of times I'm about to throw a melee, I'll jump as well. And it's just a way to, again, make yourself a harder target while you're going around that corner. Same with semtexes. Just constantly moving. And then to pair with that, you always want to be strafing. So you can go in the practice range. You can do this in other games, but tap strafing, or not tap strafing, sorry, I've been playing too much Apex, but strafing back and forth is absolutely crucial. You're aiming down your sights, you got to be moving back and forth, and it feels weird at first, aiming while strafing back and forth, but eventually it'll become your normal. It'll become programmed in your head and in your fingers that every time you get into a fight, whether it's Apex or Rogue Company or Warzone, you're going to start strafing back and forth. And your thumbs and your memory, everything will get used to that, and you'll notice that it's just how you play. So definitely start strafing in games. Make yourself a harder target. As soon as you get in a fight, you want to be going back and forth. Again, it's all about minimizing your hitbox, making you a harder target. Never stand still. You can see always jumping before I throw an axe, just in case they're throwing a grenade or an axe. And you know, these are habits again that have taken me a long time to form. But if you do start, you know, you'll definitely start making progress, and it does stack every day. Number 4, we have play a lot of respawn game modes. So Demolition is awesome. It's really good. It's much more tactical, slower pace, and it's a great game mode. It used to be all I played. But if you're practicing, or if you're trying to get really good at, you know, trying new things or melees or different weapons, or different movement tactics that I'm telling you now, you want to play a lot of respawn. There's nothing helpful about dying off the rip and then spectating your teammates. You know, if you want to be practicing movement and getting better at this game in general, you know, sure, there's definitely ways that you could learn the tactical side of Rogue Company, you know, playing slow and tactical and defensive and things like that. And that's, you know, you can learn that by just watching players play tournaments and stuff. But if you're trying to get better at your mechanics and improve as a player, I promise you need to play as much respawn game modes, or as many respawn game modes as you can, because it's all just muscle memory. If you're a new player, you want to be dying, coming right back, getting in gunfights. And don't worry about your KD or anything like that. Nobody cares. You know, you just go around out there and just run around like a madman, try new things, and you'll notice that you're only getting better. And number 1, again, no particular order. I think every one of these tips are just as important as the last. But number 1, we have find your own settings and stick with them. So you guys have probably heard me say muscle memory 6,000 times this video, but that is what it's all about. And in order to form that, you know, where your hands just know what to do, you don't even need to think. You can't be changing your settings all the time. Muscle memory is something that just from playing something over and over again, you know, and not tweaking your settings and sensitivity allows your brain, your hands to work as one. And sometimes you just turn into water out there, like Bruce Lee says, and you just can't be touched. You know, you just know exactly what you're doing. And that's a beautiful feeling. It can happen in any game. You can achieve it. But you have to get that muscle memory down, and in order to do that, you cannot change your settings every day. You know, if you hop on and have a bad game or something, whatever. But if, you know, there are situations where you do need to switch your settings. I'm not saying don't try new things, but once you find something that you're feeling good about, you're making progress towards, don't switch it back to something else 2 days later because you saw your favorite YouTuber switch the setting. You know, stick to your settings, figure out what works, and just repeat. I wanted to keep this video pretty short. I didn't want to just talk to you guys about tips for 15 minutes, so short little 8-minute video. But I'm sure this could help, you know, some of you guys get better as players. Start implementing these tactics, not just in Rogue Company, honest to God. Any game you play, you know, these things will help you. Just pairing tactics together, like roll and switch, you know, jump shots, play a lot of respawn, stick with your settings, try new things, all the good stuff, and you will improve tremendously. But I appreciate you guys watching the video, man. I'll be live later today on Twitch. I'm going to be playing Dead by Daylight today, but we'll be playing Rogue Company tomorrow, and I hope to see y'all there. Peace.
If you really want to reach your true crackhead wizard potential, then make sure you have paddles on the back of your controller like I do. Go head over to AimControllers.com for extremely fast shipping. Customize your controller for Xbox or PlayStation 4. Add paddles on the back that you can remove or customize to any button you want, and your game will improve tremendously. Make sure you use code TRAG. The controller is $150 and you have a lifetime warranty.
Half their stories, they be made up. I can't believe in cap tragedies.